way, Comrade Lante Oriahi. Like us, follow us, and be the first to know. This is the Comrade Show.
Yes. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are watching us around the world. This is your favorite program, the one we call the Sunday Tonic, a segment on the Comrade Show that we call the Comrade and Friends, a program where we look at issues, pertinent issues, as it affects the critical development and evolution of our socio-political economy of Nigeria, our dear beloved country. So you are welcome to today's program. My name is Dr. Tony Osakpawa Agbansewa-Ife. I'll be anchoring today's show, and it's my pleasure to welcome all of you this beautiful day, the 24th of July, and the year of our Lord 2022, Anno Domini. You are all welcome to the show. Please, you know the drill. Share this program. As you sit there, hit the share button, share on YouTube, share on Facebook, share on Twitter, and all our social media handles. Don't watch this alone. Thank you for joining us. We're going to be looking at a couple of issues today. But before I go into that, I just want to quickly welcome my brothers, the musketeers of the Comrade Show, as we call them. First, I want to welcome back from his 1 week hiatus, talking of our CNC, the comrade himself, Comrade Lante Ponsariaki. Comrade, your people miss you last week. Greet them. You are muted.
Thank you very much, Dr. Tony Agbons. God bless you, my brother, for all you do. Yes, Nigerians, greetings to you all. My name is Comrade Lante Ponsariaki. Yes, I'm back. We are back. And of course, the show must go on. Please, if you are joining us, help share this broadcast. The efforts, the struggle to redeem Nigeria is everybody's. And that effort we must continue to make, and we must continue to fight to redeem this nation. And that's what all of this is about. So please share, and share. Thank you, Comrade Dr. Tony Agbansewa-Ife.
Yeah, thank you very much. I forgot to add that one. Yes, thank you for adding that designation to me. Thank you. I also have right here in the studio the one who actually nicknamed this program the Sunday Tonic. And today, he just told me before we came on air that he's also a monoglot. In fact, I don't know what that means yet. I'm going to check that in my thesaurus later. I'm talking of no other person than Comrade Pharmacist Austin Iremina. My brother, greet our people.
Thank you so much, Dr. Tony Agbons. You are going the way of revealing our secrets. A monoglot simply means the man that knows only one way. On that note, I want to say good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all our wonderful viewers out there. It's a beautiful summer day here in London, United Kingdom, and I'm just testing the waters. I want to be like CNC. I've got my hat on, like I'm just coming from the Caribbean. God bless you now, my people. This is your program, your darling program, The Comrade Show. Remember the deal, like Dr. Tony Agbon said, share. Just to help us deepen democracy in Nigeria and governance as well as the polity of Nigeria. In my usual way, I say, God bless you now, cacabolically.
I remember that your greeting. God bless all of you cacabolically. Thank you very much, Comrade Pharmacist Iremina. Yes, our people, fans of the Comrade Show worldwide, we are looking at a number of issues this afternoon. Really emerging debate, like we call it, on the road to 2023. First of all, we're going to be looking at the issue of the fake bishop. We're going to be looking at the interview and the issues arising therein by the candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar. And then we're going to be looking at The INEC registration, voters registration that is ongoing is going to be ending this week. So we're going to be looking at all these issues. So please don't go anywhere. Don't touch that dial. Stay with us as we, zoom our lens into these critical issues. Like the pharmacist said just now, they deepen our democracy and then they help, in our involving governance system in Nigeria. So without much ado, I'm going to start from what has now become a very comical but very serious issue in our polity as we move towards this campaign and election season. Just this week, distinguished viewers, with pictures and videos emerge during the unveiling of the vice presidential candidate, the running mate to the APC candidate, um, Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu. These pictures emerge of, people dressed in, clergy garbs, and the fallout has not been interesting at all. So, and this is, for me, I've said it's a show of shame. It is disgraceful that this should be happening in our country in the year 2022, in these modern times. So I'm going to start with you, comrade pharmacist Iremira. What is your immediate take on this fake Bishop Gate issue that is trending?
Thank you so much, Dr. Tony Agbons. I would have thought that it would not be wise for us to talk about this because I think this issue has really been discussed, but it shows how weighty, how sensitive it is. Hence, it is proper for us to talk about it. My immediate reaction is that I'm just surprised. I say, what? This happening in 21st century, 2022, to a party that intends to lead a nation of this magnitude. What was the need of doing this? I don't think it's important. We live in a secular country. You've picked up a candidate that is a Muslim from the northern part of Nigeria. You have alluded that you did this or you are doing this for the sake of moving our country forward, and what is at stake at the moment is not religion. What is important is competence. Why then, on the day where this man is being shown to the entire world, you choose to bring Christianity into ridicule? You choose to hire fake pastors as alleged to come and spoil a very important program. It really questions me, and like I said, it's all full of surprises. Is this the kind of surprise we're going to see in Nigeria going forward? Should the APC come to government in February 2023? It's all about surprises. And I want to say as well, if we were in kindergarten class, we'll say it's laughable. This is really one comedy taken too far. That's just my immediate reaction. Really surprising and laughable.
Thank you very much, Comrade Iremira. I just like the way you have teed off this issue. So I'm going to come to you, Comrade Lante Oriahi. How do you juxtapose, how do you put together this unveiling of the APC vice presidential candidate and the faking bishop scenario? What do you have to say?
Dr. Agbons, this matter has been described by many as laughable, as unfortunate, as disgraceful, and as embarrassing. But again, this is a matter that speaks to a tradition of impunity, that we have seen over and over again by the APC governments. A tradition of, disrespect for Nigerians. A tradition of we can do whatever we like, and of course, heaven will not fall. And we've always seen that. You'll recall some time ago, under the government of President Muhammadu Buhari, they made a very big issue out of an agenda they called rice pyramid. They hid some bag of rice somewhere and gave the picture to the world that Nigeria is living in surplus. And meanwhile, the hunger in the land is one that is palpable, is one that you see on the faces of Nigerians and all of that. And yet they create this cosmetic picture to make it look like everybody is okay and all of that. Today, you may not be aware. They won't speak to it, but we're already getting information right now that the entire revenue of the Nigerian state is not even enough to service the current debt of this nation. So there has been this persistent and continuous impunity. Now, they deliberately make a mistake. They lie to Nigerians to try to cover the mistake, and they keep on lying to Nigerians, to give approval to the error. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, for whatever reason, has gone ahead to pick another Muslim, announced to the world that he could not get any Christian, okay, who could do the job as a running mate. And that's why he chose a Muslim, which first and foremost is an indictment on the very pillars, that upon which this country is standing. So at the end of the day, when you look at it, Nigerians are frowned. Now, all they are not doing is to try to give credence, give approval using, whatever means and all of that. And so the situation is unfortunate enough for Nigerians to react to. We are debating this matter right now because the sensibilities of Nigerians must be awoken to this particular misdemeanor, and Nigerians must react. 2023 and beyond should no longer be, business as usual. And if that must happen, we must take this to heart. We must sleep on this, dwell on mistakes and errors like this, error of impunity like this, and of course, react as we need to do. That is what we need to do. That's my take just now. It is not funny, it is not laughable, it's a serious matter.
Thank you very much, Comrade Oriahi. It is not funny, it is not laughable, it is a serious matter. And I like what you said, my brother. You said, what happened in Abuja at the Sheikh Musa Yaradua Center during the week is a continuation of the tradition of impunity, where people just think they can do what they like. Because we all know when Kashim Shettima was picked, what we had was that he was picked on the altar of competence, that is very sound, is good and all that. So that religion was not a consideration. Religion should not be a consideration. After all, in 1993, MKO Abiola had a Muslim ticket. So people are saying all that. Now, I'm coming to you, Comrade Pharmacist Remira. MKO Abiola had Alhaji Babagana Kingibe as his running mate. So if it could be done then, why is it that it cannot be done this time?
Thank you so much, Dr. Tony Agbos, for that smart yet very important and apt question. I would say that from 1993 to date, a lot has changed. Life has moved on. Nigeria of 1993 is no longer Nigeria now. There is a lot of changes. And democracy has come. It came 6 years after 1993, and it has lasted this long. And I must also say, the forebearers of PDP in their wisdom taught this properly and they did it well. This present administration has abused and taken religion to another level. So much so that we are now concerned. The Nigeria we have now is more divided on everything, especially on religious lines. So that makes that nomination of a Muslim ticket not acceptable. Although one can argue that it's a congestion now. Let's see what happens in 2023 when the election is proper. But from the reactions at the moment, from the people, like we always say, even on the street, is telling you that many people are angry, they are confused, and they are not happy. Because it appears that one religion seems to almost, at the moment, dominate the entire Nigerian space. There is a very almost at parity relationship in terms of percentage between Christians and Muslims in Nigeria, not to mention other religions. But as it is now, let's forget about this domination. Let's take the present government into situation. If you were a Muslim and you are really, really a good Muslim and you are thinking, you will be worried that you are dominating the Christians. If you were a Christian, you will similarly be worried. Let's look at Nigeria. The president of our great country at the moment is a Nigerian and a Muslim. The vice president is a Nigerian and a Christian. The president of the Senate is a Nigerian and a Muslim. The speaker of the House of Representatives is a Nigerian and a Muslim. I can go on and on. Do you see parity there? The answer obviously is no. President Buhari has not done anything wrong. He has picked 36 ministers from the 36 states as stated in our constitution. But you will agree with me that among these ministerial positions, there are juicy ones. All the juicy ministerial positions and offices. Can you tell me, sir, they are all domiciled within the north? We leave that and go to the security. The security architecture and apparatus at the moment in Nigeria is not balanced. Although you will argue that the Rabo is from the south. But let's look at what happened 7 years of President Muhammadu Buhari. So all these things put together tell me that there is a great difference from 1993 to 2022. And this is now obvious. And people are beginning to clamor. We can see this. Do I need to go to talk about the herdsmen killing? That's a no-go area on this issue. So there is disparity on ethnic, religious lines in Nigeria. So the idea of picking a northerner and a Muslim to roll with a fellow Muslim, even though he's from the south, does not augur well. I respect a man who resigned immediately that announcement was made, Buala, and many more that have resigned. Buala was to play a very key role in the APC Tinubu presidential campaign. But he is a Christian and from the north. He resigned and left the office and left that position to tell you how sensitive it is. Tony, if you want to lead me, you must first carry me along. When people are not carried along, you don't lead them properly. So in clear terms, if my argument that I've adduced today is not sound enough, the APC candidate has also helped me to argue, to put the argument forward. If religion does not matter, if 1993 was 2022, why do I need to have fake pastors attend a program as alleged? So the question is very clear. Religion does matter. 1993 is different from 2022.
1993 is different from 2022 stroke 2023. I put an addendum there. Comrade, I'm coming to you now. And I'm going to ask you the same question. I want you to just continue from there. We have done this before. We've passed through this road before with Chief MKO Abiola and Alhaji Baba Gana Kingibe. And almost the same thing. MKO Abiola was from the southwest, and Baba Gana Kingibe was also from the northeast.
Let's we need to put this in proper perspective. It's not just enough to say 1993 was different from 2022-23. In 93, this country was not this polarized. You will recall that before 1993 elections, we had a military government, and Nigeria was ruled by decree, and there was no room to polarize the system. Okay, and Babangida was in charge. Okay, whatever he says, is the law, is the policy, and everybody must abide by that. And so we didn't really see, much disparity per se. Nigerians didn't see that those lines of differences, in religion, in this and that. All we knew was that we had a military junta in charge, and everybody, civilians, if you may, what's it called, politicians that were hidden, civil society groups, whether from the north or from the south or from east or wherever, everybody was fighting for one goal, and that goal is to get democracy. Okay, and that was the nature of the demand at that time, and it was the 1993 elections that should have brought in Abiola was one election that would have blurred all these lines. Okay, if Babangida and his team had allowed, Abiola to take over government and all of that. Some of these religious lines probably would have been blurred from them. But we are aware of all that happened. The election was annulled and everything happened. Abacha, Shonekon came, Abacha came, so many issues came up until Abdulsalami handed over to, what's it called, Obasanjo. So from 99, which where the Fourth Republic began, a different Nigeria began to emerge. And between 1999 and now, Nigeria is now so much divided along ethnic lines, religious lines. As a matter of fact, the last 7 years of Buhari has now made it a lot more pronounced, to the extent that apart from just this division, there is so much distrust between those in the southern divide and those in the north. There's so much distrust between those who are Christians and those who are Muslims, because those that have, been privileged, to lead the affairs of state as far as Nigeria is concerned, they've always played to this nepotism. And nobody has been the greatest expert in this apart from, Muhammadu Buhari. Now, to crown it all, some of us believe very strongly, events, when we look at the events leading to, what's it called, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, announcing his running mate, it's almost obvious to us, and we can argue that it is probably that Bola Ahmed Tinubu was not even in charge. He has gotten his ticket, this running mate was nominated and given to him. So we don't know what Bola Ahmed Tinubu, we are assuming, may have signed up for to accept. I was talking to somebody who appeared to know Bola Ahmed Tinubu reasonably. And the person told me, said, man, look, what we are seeing is probably more than meet the eyes. We probably don't know what bargain Bola Ahmed Tinubu has reached to accept it. They know very well that this was going to be a wrong decision, a wrong policy. And for us, this is the first most important judgment we expected an aspiring president to make. Somebody who's aspiring to be president. The first judgment we expect this person to make, looking at how polarized our country is, along tribal lines, along religious lines, along different lines. Okay? Now this nation is itching for a balance. Again, when you look at 1993, there was no agitation for Biafra. There was no agitation for Oduduwa Republic. There was no agitation of whatsoever. You understand what I'm saying? So the fortunes of this country, of this nation, between 1999 to date, they have greatly changed. You understand what I'm saying? And so politicians must evolve the sensibilities of being able to do things that will be acceptable by at least a cross-section of the society that will reasonably reflect, the Nigeria that we live today. So I think that policy was a wrong one. That judgment by Tinubu that he played into is wrong, and Nigerians are rejecting that policy, and we are going to reject it to the end. And so having made that mistake, they now want to crystallize it, make it normal, make it look like Christians accept it. And so that they are now being forced by the nature of the circumstances surrounding them right now to create, as alleged, and make bishops. You understand what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, I like the way Punch newspaper captured the headline. It said aspiring bishops. Okay? And so some of us have taken to say that APC is now a manufacturer of bishops in Nigeria. And of course, the Christian Association of Nigeria has come out to condemn this, to say, we are not aware of this. We have not endorsed these people. And beyond that, a picture has equally emerged, surfaced on the internet, where some bishops went to Borno State to meet Shetima when he was a leader of Borno State and all of that. They are now posting those pictures to try to give credence to the fact that they are being accepted by the word of bishops in Nigeria, which is absolutely a huge lie. You understand? And so, to that extent, my brother, the failure of the APC arrangement, as far as Nigeria presidency is concerned, 2023, is getting more palpable, and Nigerians are watching and they are deciding.
Nigerians are watching and they are deciding. I think the polls, when the election comes in February 2023, is going to decide all this. Comrade, you said a lot, and you just continue from where pharmacist Remiran stopped. And I really like what you said about the times have changed. And when you were just speaking, as a Christian, a Bible verse came to my head, and if I wrote it down here, First Chronicles chapter 12 and verse 32, when the Bible was talking about the men of Issachar, the Bible said they were people that understood the times and they knew what Israel needed to do.
What Israel ought to do
at that time. Yeah, what Israel ought to do. So the times have changed. I think there's a phone call coming in.
Do you want to take this caller?
Yes.
Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. What's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm Dr. Kumbo, calling from Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates.
Go ahead, sir. Dr. Kumbo.
Yeah. There's one pertinent question which I think people may want to ask. As intelligent as Nigerians are, as exposed as Nigerians are, as knowledgeable as Nigerians are globally, why is religion such an important issue in Nigerian politics regarding presidency and all that? Some people want to wonder why is this so? Why Nigerians so probably so shallow-minded, putting this as a front corner? My answer to that would be that, look, from 1993, the Christians were not so much politically involved. Christians didn't care. A lot of Christians don't even vote. They don't participate in politics. They don't it's not their business. So over this past decade, Christians left everything to the open. That politics they are no business in politics. And so the Muslims had dominance, and nobody really saw anything wrong with it anyway. After all, politics was a personal decision and all that. However, in the last 7 years of this current administration, we saw what appears to be a deliberate effort. The government of the day deliberately ignoring dangers, deliberately ignoring the threat to the other region or that religion. We see bandits taking over the coast of the north, starting from Boko Haram and all that. We now see a migration of Muslim Fulani herdsmen massively to the south, under the cloud of darkness. They're going to inhabit forest zone in the south. These people are not known to be forest people. Fulani they live in the desert, they are not forest people. So what are they doing in the forest of the south? They go to deep places in the forest. So when they commit atrocities, the government pays no attention to it. Everywhere they go, they commit atrocities. If you arrest them, the law enforcement agents will release them eventually. You put them in jail, somebody calls to release them. And we see a particular pattern too. Again, we realize that most of the most sensitive positions in the office, military, police, and navy, name it, this government have appointed Muslims and Northerners in all these positions. So there's no way anybody can begin to ignore this thing, to assume that it's not important. Because at the end of the day, where is the choice to be made? They make a decision based on how they see it and not how the other people see it. And once they arrive at the conclusion, nobody's going to turn it around. This is where it became obvious, gradually, consistently, that if we allow this Muslims taking that politics, it's not that politics as usual. Therefore, the talk about Nigeria people is just a ploy, an attempt to think Nigerians. We are not poor students of history. And for Bola Tinubu to think like that, I think it's part of his design to want to pretend he doesn't know that we don't know. And even the choice of and the way it has gone so far, look, nobody should pull a wool over our eyes anymore. That's where it became about that Christians, we can no longer just assume that this politics. There is something playing out there, and we will be stupid to assume that it doesn't matter. And that's what I think why it has become so important. Again, look at how they are now beginning to try to play. If they say Christianity is not a matter of religion, why go to cook up when there are prominent bishops known all over the country? Why go to pick up some? Even people are even Christians. They are not even bishops in any way, in any capacity near top hierarchy of the Christian leadership. Why go to cook up these people to cover up your tracks? Therefore,
Thank you very much.
the issue of religion has now become very important, and we can no longer ignore it and pretend that we are too intelligent. We cannot be too intelligent to see danger.
Thank you very much,
Thank you very
Dr.
much,
Okumbawa. Thank you
Okumbawa,
so very much. The points are well made.
Yes.
Yes, over to you, Dr. Agbon.
That was a great analysis there and contribution from Dr. Okumbawa all the way from the UAE. So I was going to ask a question, and this is going to pharmacist Comrade Remira. I know you are a Catholic, long-time Catholic from the Pope tradition. Some people are even saying that, oh, this if there was a statement from the campaign organization of BAT to say they are not fake, people should not be saying they are fake, that they are emerging bishop. I think Dr. Okumbawa even mentioned it just now. So as a Catholic, and you look at the way those people were dressed and looking at them, the way they were running around, Austin, please talk to us, enlighten us from what you know as a Catholic.
Thank you so much, Dr. Tony Agbons. It's really laughable. I am fortunate to be a Catholic. I've been for many years, just about 40 years now. And even 4 or 5 weeks ago, I served as mass as an altar boy. As an altar boy, even with my dressing, is far, far better than those bishops that went to that unveiling. That shows clearly from that aspect, even looking at their physical appearance, they were not bishop-like in all respect, in any shape or form. Their clothes, if you look at it very well, was not even well ironed, not well gaitered. In the Catholic Church, and I think even in Christendom, we carry ourselves with some air. When you see bishops, the way they are dressed, even with their dressing alone, you know where they come from. You know how true and clear they were. Those bishops were rather very shabby. They had no air of command. Any bishop in Nigeria, especially within the Catholic Church, would have been well grilled and probably educated. So they would at least talk to journalists. They will speak. Even if you want to do something, Dr. Tony Agbon, for a government and a party that wants to lead, won't you even do it with some dignity, with some air of respect, with some, it's like people were just picked. At least if you want to spend money, if you want to deceive Nigerians, deceive us properly. We've also heard that even people were not paid properly, they've been talking. APC should come, let me give them some tips. You would have got very reasonable people, get them well dressed, have a car that will convey them, put them in an hotel, do all the necessary things you need to do. It wasn't even done. So if you are in government and you have a policy, is this how you are going to hurriedly do the policy? A friend reminded me, those who the gods want to kill, the first big man. And I think they are just exposing themselves. If you want to do something, do it properly.
You want to take this caller?
I want to take the call. Yeah. Comrade Remira.
Hello. Okunda, but where are you calling from?
Okunda is my name. I'm calling from Holland.
Go ahead, sir.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I have listened to you guys, very carefully, and thank you so much on the issue that I state. To me, I just believe Tinubu, I have said it, within my own circle, is not in this race. Tinubu is not in this race. This race called 2023 is between President Obi and Atiku. And God willing, President Obi is going to prevail. I just know it. And one of the reasons that...
Oh, I think we lost that caller there. So, yeah.
Osun State is Tinubu's ancestral home. Ike originally is from Osun State. And despite all he did, he lost that state. Once again, I just want to reiterate, Tinubu is not in this race. And the second part of my contribution is this. You guys have mentioned, the issue of 93, the election of 1993, with regards to Abiola and Kigimbi, that Muslim ticket. Yes, you guys are right on some of the points, or rather the points that you've made. But I also want to mention that in terms of personality, Tinubu is not Abiola, please.
Very important.
Tinubu is not Abiola in terms of personality and the figure we were having then in the person of Abiola. That was basically why that ticket was somehow, or rather one of the reasons why it doesn't as well matter to Nigerians. These are two different personalities. For those of us who grew up in that era, you will agree with me that whenever that name was mentioned, it assumed something, something positive,
Oh, yes.
something energy, something, something good about Nigeria.
Acceptable.
But just tell me when this name Tinubu is mentioned today, what it reflects. So my third point in conclusion is this. On the issue of, again, that Muslim ticket, to me, like I have equally said within my own circle, that even if I'm a Christian Baptist, but even if Jesus Christ was to be the running mate of Tinubu, he will still lose this election. Even Christians will not vote for Tinubu if he had made Jesus Christ as his own running mate. So at the end of the day, whichever or whoever and whatever Tinubu decide to choose, that is his own problem and his own cup of tea.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you so much. That's the most we can take right now. I think it's made some very good points.
I know a lot of calls are coming in, and our phone lines are jamming here. Thank you so much.
You have another caller.
Our brother from Holland. Okay.
Hello, can you hear me?
Can you hear you, sir?
What's your name and where are you calling from? Please, you have just 60 seconds. Can you reduce your device so you can talk to us directly?
Okay.
What's his name and where is he calling from?
What's your name and where are you calling from?
Sir, my name is Happiness. I'm calling from UK.
Go ahead. Where in UK are you calling from?
I'm coming from Stoke.
From Stoke. Go ahead, sir.
Okay. Sir, about what it is, I just want to say about what is going on in our country. You see, the only person that who can rule that country is Peter Obi. If Tinubu be the president of Nigeria, believe me, Nigeria is finished.
Yeah.
Because the reason why I'm saying this, it's not by Buhari actually want to be the real president of Nigeria. Tinubu, he just want to be the president of Nigeria after they will give her the power. Tinubu will say that he's sick. After sickness, he will say, okay, let my son to help me to take over for me. And if you look at the pullover that Buhari bring out of house, when Buhari was the president of Nigeria, the money that you see that pullover bring out to Tinubu out, that is the money that he first take when he was the president. Tinubu among the people today with Atiku that Nigeria we don't have night, we don't have good roads.
Thank you very much. Thank you,
my brother. Very good points were made. Thank you so much. God bless you, sir.
Thank you so much. I think people are just calling in. Please, you can call in. Our number is being displayed on the backdrop, floating around us here. So, pharmacist, I just want you to round up what you were saying. I think you were rounding up what you were saying.
Yeah, so
if you want to deceive us properly.
If you want to deceive us properly, and I think APC and the presidential candidate of APC was not very good at that. That deceit was absolutely not well packaged. And like we said, it's not relevant. Why do you have to do that? And it's how many days now? These so-called pastors or fake bishop, they don't come out to address press conference. How can you have pastors that are not willing to take a decision and stand by their decision? If I was among the fake bishop, I would have come out to come and say, yes, indeed. I attended, and then I love Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Dr. Tony Agbons are my dear comrade. No matter how you swindle, you turn and rap wrong, it can never be truth. It is clear that for Nigeria to move forward, we must balance on ethnic and religious lines. And those people, I must say, although it's alleged, they are not true bishops. And where has it been that we are now looking for aspiring bishops? You don't aspire to be a bishop. You are ordained and God gave it to you. Why are you aspiring to be a bishop anyway? Where are the already existing bishops to speak truth to power? And to conclude, just before we take that call, if anybody is to represent Christendom in Nigeria, it has to be Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN.
Yeah. Or PFN.
Or PFN.
Okay. Hello.
Yes, good day.
Good day, sir. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Kingsley. I'm calling from Northampton in the UK.
Go ahead, sir.
Okay, so a quick thing I want to say is that at this point in Nigerian situation, I think the first thing is looking at ethical leadership. Nigeria has for long been into a lot of bazaar leadership. So we need to look for character first of all. Then, because for Nigeria to come out from this quagmire we are in now, we need someone who has the character to command the kind of attitude, because it's an attitudinal change that Nigerians need now. A lot of people expect politicians to spend money, and that is the only thing P2B is coming out with, and which is going to change a lot of narrative in Nigerian politics. If P2B succeeds, the next thing you will see from 2027 is that people of character will join politics, and we have a lot of them from all the tribes in Nigeria. And this will no longer be about presidency. It will now be about local government councillors. So I am thinking that Nigeria should consider character first. And like one of the speeches P2B made, he said, if the people trust that you are in the right direction, that they will just follow you. It doesn't matter how long it will now take for them to get to Canaan land, but they need to know that they are facing the right direction. Thank you very much. That is my take.
God bless you, sir.
Thank
Good
you very
effort.
much, our brother Kingsley, for that very sharp and brief contribution. So I think in rounding up this issue, because of we have other issues to discuss, I would just want to say, in summation, that indeed religion does matter. In the Nigeria of today, we are an evolving democracy. Our democracy is just 23 years old, so it's evolving. So we'll get to that stage where these things may not matter. But as a secular state that Nigeria is, our constitution is secular. We don't have state religion, and we must create this balance, because the APC knew very well that it is important. That is why they went to hire this upcoming bishop, these fake bishops, because otherwise, what do you need them for? And it must be instructive. I just want to chip this in. During the program, none of these people were called to say the opening prayers. Because in Nigeria, when we do programs like that, you call a Christian to pray, and then you call maybe an imam also to pray along. We see it a lot in national programs like that, in programs that take place at national level. But that was not the case. And I must also say this, and with all sense of humility, that what happened in Abuja this week, if it was the other way around, that Christians they did what happened in Abuja. Christians went to collect, they went to hire fake imams or fake sheikh and all that. I'm sure something will be happening already. We all know this. So I think people should respect other people's faiths. That is how Nigeria has been. We should respect each other's faith. Whatever you worship or whatever name that you call on, whether it's Jesus Christ, whether it's Muhammad, whether it's Olokun or Omila, Ogun, Shango, whatever it is, even if it's wood, we must respect people and not trample on the religious sensitivity of one another. So that is just what I wanted to chip in. So that brings us, comrades, to the second issue we have today, which to me is something that also very funny as well about this Nigerian project. The PDP candidate, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, it was highly publicized that he will be on Arise News TV, one of Nigeria's leading television station at the moment. He will be on Arise TV on Friday, and everybody waited. And the interview took place. Comrade Lante Oriahi, I want you to take over from here. The interview took place, but it was not live. My brother, how did you see this matter? It was recorded.
Yes, it was. It was. You know, I'm today, like, I'm always on the feed. I'm always talking about these issues. Like I said before, there is a culture of impunity already established by the kind of political culture we have. And so this is just an extension of it. Peter Obi has been to different studios at different times to go and present, his case to Nigerians. He did not. I mean, Peter Obi is rich enough to stay in the comfort of his own house, to ask journalists to come and see him at home and have interview with him and all of that. But he's displaying modesty as much as possible. He is identifying with what the process ought to be. There is really nothing wrong in having, what's it called? A broadcast take place wherever you agree to have it done with journalists. But a broadcast of this magnitude, being a recorded broadcast, edited, and probably vetted by the article team before it was released, I think it's part of this whole arrangement to say that these guys are not ready. Because a man who is prepared for a job, okay, the man must be prepared physically, spiritually, psychologically, emotionally, in every way. Everywhere you meet the man and ask him about what he wants to do, the man is ready, he's prepared. So I have always argued that these guys are not prepared. And eventually, I took the pains to listen to what he had to say. Many salient issues bordering on Nigeria today were not even addressed. Now, the one that even caught me off guard, that even elicited my own reaction, that I even had to do a broadcast yesterday, was when this guy proudly, when he was asked about the Obi surge, how disturbed probably his own campaign team would be looking at how Obi is surging, he tried to disregard the social media frenzy for Obi, and he went further to say that Obi is only popular on social media. That does not translate into votes on the ground. And to not just make me sleep with anger, he went to say that 90% of Nigerians in the north, in his own constituency, they don't use social media. They have no access to social media. And that is where his own strength lies. I thought that was very indicting, coming from somebody who is aspiring to lead a diverse nation like Nigeria. You want to take this call before I continue?
Yeah, let's take this call, but it has to be on this issue. We don't want to go back to
Very
the one.
brief.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, my name is Cyril Okue. I'm calling from the US.
Okay, Mr. Siri, go ahead, sir. You just have 60 seconds, sir.
Okay. What I just want to say is, first of all, I want to commend you for the work you're doing. But I just want fellow obedience to know that we have a lot of work to do. Yes, we understand there is a movement, but we need 25%, at least 25% in 24 states in Nigeria to win this election. The Southeast and South make up 11. The remaining 13 states will be highly contested. So all I just want to say is that we need to move to the villages in the north, because there was a time you brought about matters arising, and I saw some people saying a lot of things, but we have a lot of work to do in the villages in the north. We cannot let down at this time. Yeah, that is just all I would like to say.
Thank you very much, my brother. God bless you for that. Thank you very much. God bless you for the concern. I will assure you, almost without consulting with anybody, that what needs to be done will be done, and Obi will be the next president of Nigeria.
Yeah, thank you very much, brother Siri, for that very brief contribution and straight to the point. Yes. So, comrades, I know you were on your mic.
Yes. So you know, I thought that is very disturbing. You know, to have a leader, you know, of this magnitude, who is considered godfather to many politicians, come out to tell the world that his own constituency, his people don't use social media. They don't have insinuating that they don't have access to social media, and therefore the same old tradition is what is going to be applied. And when that old tradition is applied, he will win. My brother, when he said that, and I looked at the array of Northerners that have led the country, okay, even before 1999, you understand what I'm saying now? And to now say that the northern part of Nigeria has not advanced, at least reasonably, with the South. You understand what I'm saying now? And this man was vice president for 8 years. We had you know, may so rest in peace, Yaradua, whom I believe would have done very well. You understand what I'm saying? And now we are having somebody going to complete 8 years in office, another Hausa Fulani man. And the North is still perceived as being backward, and Atiku is speaking to the backwardness of the North. Because, my brother, if you tell me that a certain segment of a society, okay, they are not, you know, present socially with what the world has evolved into right now, that it is failure on the part of those who are responsible for the well-being of those people, for the policies that will guarantee well-being, that will guarantee development, that will guarantee all of these ingredients of advancement. And Atiku belongs to that class. So he has already explained to us, I mean, using that one alone to tell us he's not qualified. Because if Nigerians make the mistake of electing Atiku, I can tell you that 4 years' time, Atiku is going to not tell us that 89% of Nigerians in the North don't use social media. 8 years' time, he's going to tell us that 87% of Nigerians in the North don't use social media. Meanwhile, I tell Atiku, if he's watching, this is direct. Please share this broadcast, it's very important. I tell Atiku that more than 90% of Nigerians in the South, they use social media, directly or indirectly. My own aged mother at home, she does not know how to operate smartphones, but she speaks to me using WhatsApp. She knows everything that is happening using Facebook, because I've got nieces and nephews and younger ones who give her the information, and she's interested. She watches, she follows, and she's very updated. And the same way with very many aged mothers and fathers, you understand, people belong to the older generation. They are all getting themselves in tune with social media. And lastly, for Nigerians, governorship election of Edo State in 2020 was won by Governor Baseki. And I can tell you that 80% of the effort was put in by Edo people in the diaspora, using the power of social media. Edo State governorship election was delivered in favor of Governor Obaseki. So let's not be bamboozled. Let's keep doing what we are doing. Social media will translate into votes. I have a family, I have friends, I have people who believe in me, and they have all pledged their allegiance to the obedient movement. As a matter of fact, I've told people that in Edo State, it is not whether Obi will win, it is by what margin he will win. Some of us are working very hard to see that Obi gets not less than 80 to 90% of the total vote cast in Edo State. And we shall achieve that. And I want people to commit to this same arrangement in Cross River, in Rivers, in what's it called, Oyo State, in Lagos State, in Kano, in Cross River. Let us do it because we have to give birth to a new Nigeria that can guarantee peace, stability, and development for every Nigeria looking at the future of Nigeria. Because what we have right now is, at best, very bad for this country. Over to you, sir. More and over, I just enter spirit like this.
Thank you very much. We know when you enter the metaphysical spirit, comrade, your deliveries, they go hyperbolic. We know what you can do. Comrade pharmacist Remira, I know we haven't got much time, but after the interview, the recorded interview, a lot of Nigerians are not happy. And to now add insult to injury, Nigerians are saying that, where is their man, Rufai Oseni, the fiery presenter of Arise News TV? Why is it that he wasn't part of that party? And some others have said that former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, the PDP presidential candidate, was giving one-liners to some very, very, cogent questions that even the interviewers that were there, put across to him. Pharmacist, what is your take on that Arise interview in the emerging debate we are having?
Thank you so much, Dr. Tony Agbons. I would have said that we should close shop because RCC Comelatic also already has said it all. In local palace, we say don't talk and finish. But Nigeria matter, there's always something to say. I want to say that in a week that started with fake pastor, and we were hoping when this was advertised that the presidential candidate of PDP was going to be speaking to Nigerians on Monday. I was praying that will be another good week where we shall begin to interrogate issues. But alas, which way Nigeria? There was cacophony of errors from Arise TV to the presidential candidate and even to Nigerians. And on that note, I want to make 3 points. I want to have 3 implications to that highly publicized, supposed live interview and media chat with the presidential candidate of PDP. One of the implications is, what does this say about the man Atiku that is about to take this very important office of leading this very great and diverse nation? It would have been proper, in place for my president, the incoming president coming for PDP, to at least show up and be present physically. That would have shown some level of commitment, some level of readiness, and some level of preparedness. But that did not happen. Also, too, this is modern age and modern world. If he couldn't appear, will it not be proper for him to at least join the show online? Again, that would have marked a point for him to say that he's in tune with society and is online and IT and AI savvy. But that did not happen. The other aspect was that it was not televised. I would have expected that that's the implication now to Arise TV. I would have expected that at least it would have been live. Why put the advert for live and do a recorded interview? And you also asked a very important question. The anchorage of that day to me was weak. But again, what makes weakness in an interview is when you have a weak interviewer and a weak interviewee. I think Arise shot themselves on the foot. No doubt, they are one of the best 2 rising TV stations in Nigeria at the moment. But if you watch after that interview, they've been doing series of damage limitation and damage control. I know a lot that have been put into it, but it didn't come out well. And it seems to me that even majority of the questions were doctored. And I would also say, one cannot say for a recorded program if some things have not been removed. And it is the removal of those things that even makes the interview to be very weak. Because in attempt to want to protect both sides, you begin to fall into the pit hole. So I think Arise TV did not cover themselves in glory. I was at work and I joined live. And there were so many comments with everybody asking, where is our boy, the Edo State born, Yoruba trained, highly savvy, no nonsense question man of Arise TV? Our own Rufai Husseini. He was conspicuously absent. I think that was not right. And my respected Ruben Abati was at best very weak. He was not at his very high point. And I then want to say to you, Dr. Tony Agbons, and even Comrade Show and our viewers, even if you bring Christian Amanpo and ask him to come to the state house or somebody's house, he would also exhibit some degree of weakness. I think it wasn't right for all those people that want to ask questions on very topical issues on who will lead us to go to the people's house. So it should be a lesson for other TV stations, and I know Arise will make all effort to correct it. Our obedient is squeezed willy-nilly anywhere, and he answers questions. Everywhere. So if you are prepared, you must be ready to answer questions. Then on the third leg of it, what is the implication to indeed Nigerians? I'm not here to tell you to vote for Obi, but go back and watch that interview. Were you satisfied with the questions? Not just one-liner, they were weak. He gave a sign of lack of preparedness. For a man that has been in this journey for 23 years, the answer should just be coming willy-nilly from his hands. So I think by that judgment, I always want to judge my president by presidential appearance, Dr. Tony Agbons. As it is said in Christendom, from the borders of the heart, the mouth speaketh. If the speech coming out is very weak, leadership and governance will indeed be weak. But I leave it for Nigerians to make that judgment. In a week where we are expecting some degree of hope, we just saw after the collapse of APC, followed closely by the collapse of PDP. They are just preparing the road and watering the fruit for our own obedience.
How are the mighty falling?
And Nigerians should be very careful. The other guy that said something just now made a statement, but I want to say, it is often said that Obi has no structure, but the structure is me and you. If every Nigerian in diaspora decide to have 5 to 10 converts, there is no way we will not sweep it. And let me also say, Obi is not the candidate of the Southeast. It's not the candidate of the South. It's not the candidate of the North. It's candidate of
We move. Let's take this call out.
Yes, go ahead.
Hello.
Hello?
Hello, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
What's your name and where are you calling from?
Comrade Show?
Yeah, Comrade Shows, yes. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is the United Kingdom.
Go ahead, sir. I didn't quite get your name, though.
Marcel Adede.
Okay, Mr. Marcel Adede. Go ahead, sir. You have 60 seconds.
Yeah, I want to thank you for the brilliant work you people are doing. I have always been following your program from the Governor Baseki's inception, when you people did a very nice job to be able to put Obaseki into the governorship position in the state. Now we have commenced the I want to assure you, it's for us to start picking on the loopholes of these APC and PDP. For example, we are discussing about Atiku's failure in the interview, worthless interview that was conducted a few days ago. These are the failure the devil is exposing them. We need to bring this to the landlord, of the people, so that they will know that they are no longer invoked. So these failures that are coming up is God's design, because you know what happened to Joseph. Bible says they meant for evil, but God will turn it around for good. All these failures that are coming up is for the good of Labour Party. All we need to do is begin to show people these failures so that we will take advantage of them, and then eventually they need to hire Anglicans, bishop, and all. They never knew that it's going to boomerang. So these failures that are coming up is not just ordinary, it's divine. We need to capitalize on these failures that are coming from these parties for our own advantage.
Thank you,
So
thank you very much, sir. I think that's the most we can take for now.
In Labour's Party, I'm also doing my own here. I speak to people at home using the 5-5 approach.
Thank you very much, sir. That's the most we can take now.
Yeah, and, thank you. Thank you very much. We are running out of time. Thank you, our brother Marcel Adede, for that phone call. I think like both of you have said, Comrade Oriaki and Comrade Pharmacist Remira, we leave it for Nigerians to judge. They said you don't tell somebody that rain is falling when the drops of rain begins to fall on his head. So we leave Nigeria. Nigerians are watching. They watched that interview. I was really sorry, my language. I apologize. I don't use this kind of language. I was really pissed off. Sorry to use that language on air. When after waiting for a live interview, it was just like, oh, we recorded it yesterday. I was like, what? So because I've waited for it, the thing just put me off really, and I wasn't very, very impressed with the interview. And like Pharmacist Remiran said, in this modern day, and Comrade Lamte, you also said the same thing. That interview could have been done virtually. I've done a lot of interviews virtually, and I've done some in studios, and most of us here we do it. He could have driven to the Arise studio in Abuja, or if he was in Lagos. So for me, it was just a sign of arrogance. I didn't see humility, at all. So you have to be there. And I want to use this medium to also say that we are waiting. Nigerians are waiting for Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu to also be interviewed on Arise News TV.
We are waiting. They will develop content for us.
We are waiting also. No. So we take this call and then we go to the last issue.
Hello.
The Comrade Show.
Good evening, sir. What's your name and where are you calling from? Very quickly, you have 30 seconds.
My name is Gilbert. I'm calling from the U.S.
Go ahead, Mr. Gilbert.
Yes, I'm calling from New Jersey.
Go ahead, sir. You have 30 seconds.
You see, the issue of I've been following your show all through. I'm still going to call back. I just made a test to see if the number will go through. So I'm going to listen, then make my contribution. But so far, so good. You guys are doing a wonderful job.
Thank you, sir.
To enlighten the public, to enlighten the people. And for the first time, we're having men like you, people of integrity. In fact, I bless God for your lives. Thank you very much. Keep it up. I want to listen. Then I'll call back later. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. God bless you for calling.
Thank you so much. That's so. I'm touching my chest. That's so heartwarming.
That's heartwarming.
Pharmacist is smiling. Even the comrade is showing his 32 there. Thank you so much, our brother Giba from New Jersey in the USA. So Nigerians deserve more. It's enough is enough of this big manlism. I'm a big man. You come to my house. And like the pharmacist said, when you edit, like we are live now, everything we are doing now is happening now. So when you edit and then you lose the last chunk, who knows what some of the things that they must have cut off, because the interview was weak, very much,
absolutely,
very much on a rise.
Dr. Agbons, Comrade Dr. Agbons, I think what he came to do with that interview to tell us that he was going to privatize life out of Nigeria.
Yes,
he was going to privatize NNPC, privatize everything, and the history of privatization that we already know with Atiku Abubakar, who was the head of the economic team of Obasanjo's government, and he was the head of privatization. What we saw with the privatization under Obasanjo, he virtually bought all of the things to himself. You understand what I'm saying now? And his friends. That private,
I mean,
we
just to say, since I think we should not dignify that interview. There are no issues to discuss.
Exactly. Yes. We move on. Yeah.
Over
Thank
to
you,
my brother.
Yeah. Thank you. So we're going to the last issue. Nigerians. We just want to just talk very briefly on this. The permanent voters card registration is ending by this week. In fact, it's on Sunday, 31st July is the last day. So, Comrade Remiran, what do you have to tell Nigerians? We are rounding up. We are rounding off now.
Yeah, Dr. Tony Agbons, thank you for bringing this. I think let it be a recurrent decimal just to remind our people and to thank them for what they've done. The upsurge in PVC registration and intake has been massive. I want to encourage Nigerians that we should continue to sustain that. Today is the 24th of July. We have just 1 week more. We don't have any news or information at the moment if it will be increased further. But Nigerians, please let us use the remaining time left to make sure we get our PVC, because it's going to be the only thing, our ID card, to determine what our future will be in February 2023. And like I advised INET last time, I'm going to advise them again. There should be no closure date for PVCs going forward. It is called permanent voters card, and it's supposed to be a continuous exercise. So much as we praise INET for all their good work, I want to encourage them to please, by 2023, make this an ongoing process so that it will not be a rush one. But to all Nigerians and to all obedient people out there, if you've been obedified, you have to obedify others. Encourage others to go get registered and get their PVC.
To all Nigerians, if you've been obedified, get ready to obedify others. You are coming up with all these your quotations, pharmacist comrade. Comrade Lante, your remark on this permanent voters card registration ending this week. What do you have to tell Nigerians?
Nigerians, first and foremost, I want to give kudos to every Nigerian, particularly those that have endured discussion song, endured hardship to get registered and have their PVCs. Let me quickly appeal further. We are in a defining moment. We have endured so much in this country. We are dying daily because of the policies of this administration. Things are happening very wrongly for this nation. Cost of living is no-go area. The fortunes of this country, they are very bad at this moment. We cannot endure an extra 4 years. But for us to change the fortunes of this nation, we need to have our PVC to speak the language of change, to speak the language of a new Nigeria come February 2023, to elect the choice of the people, a choice that we believe in, a choice of hope, a choice that we jumpstart a process for a new Nigeria. Get your PVCs. If you are there, you just completed 18 years today, go and get your PVC. If you are going to be 18 years on Saturday, don't worry. That Saturday, go and get your PVC. If now tomorrow you want to be 18 years, don't wait any further. Go and get your PVC. You are due. They could not say maybe, oh, I'm 18 years this week. And you are there, you have daughters, you have sons, you have brothers who are completing 18 years within this period. Okay, they fall inside this window. Let them go and get their PVCs. Because the PVC right now is power unto political redemption. And who is the embodiment of that redemption? Peter Gregory Ubi is the man who carried today the collective hopes and aspirations of Nigerians. This is the man we are to vote for. It is no longer umbrella. It is no longer broom. It is now mama, papa, and pikin, and some small chuku around it. That is the symbol that we are going to vote for. Let's not forget. Now we show so. Mama, papa, pikin for the center. Then the day inside circle, chuku round down. No broom, no umbrella. This is the way to go for the future of Nigeria to be better for all of us. Over to you, Dr. Agbons.
Comrade, that your chuku, that one is making me laugh. Mama, papa, pikin inside circle with chuku around it. That around one now wheel of progress on be that. It's a wheel. Thank you very much. I like the way you break them down. Thank you so much, guys, for very cerebral discussion. Always a pleasure to have you guys around. Before we go, I just want to thank our callers who phoned in today. Dr. Sayemari Okungbawa from the UAE. Thank you, sir. Okundaye Obahiagbon, all the way from Netherlands. A beautiful country there. You are. Thank you so much, sir. Our brother Happiness from Stoke in the United Kingdom. Our brother Kingsley from Northampton in the United Kingdom as well. Siri from the United States of America. Make a use of an accent to take call on United States. That's the way they call it there. May I not go cut my tongue, go, comrades. Then Marcel Adede from the UK. Thank you, brother. And our brother who just said some warm, kind words to us. Sometimes you get some bashing from people, but this was very warm. Said he's going to call in again, hopefully next week. Our brother from New Jersey in the US of A. Thank you all so much. And there's been a lot of contribution. In fact, on YouTube, Facebook, the contributions, people are just dropping messages. And I think Comrade has been putting some on the screen. We really want to thank you all for being part of this journey. And like it's been said, and I want to say that I was just writing something today. Former Ghanaian President Kwame Nkrumah said this, that seek ye first the political kingdom, and every other thing shall be added unto you. And let me say, Nigerians, listen very carefully. After God, the next most powerful force on the earth is government. This is not the time for us to sit down look. It's not the time to say, you know, concern me. It's not the time to say our vote doesn't count. Go get your PVC if you have not. If you have, tell somebody else who have not to go get his or her PVC, because our PVC is our voice. It is the power for us to take back Nigeria. Like it's been said today by my comrades here, a new Nigeria indeed is possible. Time has come for us to take our nation back. And nothing, like Hugo said, can stop an idea whose time has come. So on this note, ladies and gentlemen across the globe, I want to thank you for staying with us today. It's been quite an interesting an hour and a quarter of very blissful discussion. Thank you so much, and God bless you. Have a nice week.
Yes, and just before we go, Dr. Agbons, let us remind our people that within this period, Peter Obi paid a courtesy visit on the governor of Benue State, Governor Tom. Let us just enjoy some excerpt of that. They are not in the same political party, but Otom himself is spiritually, psychologically, and emotionally obedient. Maybe we can learn a thing or two from Dr. Otom.
Somebody I consider a brother and the governor of Benue State. It's just a courtesy call, private courtesy call. I've said it before when people talk about structure. Now, my structure are the 100 million Nigerians living in poverty, 35 million young people unemployed, those people who are finding it difficult to live as the people. Nigerians are today spending over 100% of their money on feeding. That are my structures. And above all, I have the most important structure, the Almighty God.
First of all, to welcome my brother, Mr. Peter Obi, presidential candidate of the Labour Party, and to commend him for paying this courtesy call, and also to formally let me know of his intention to contest the presidency in 2023. I commend him, and where we are today, I've always said we must look beyond politics, and we must work towards a joint working together to ensure that we rescue Nigeria and rebuild it. And I think that Peter Obi's credentials are very clear, and everybody knows But I appreciate him. He knows that I am a very big stakeholder in PDP, but he found time to visit me. And he's been going around. And so this is commendable, and I appreciate him. And like I always say, John 3:27, a man can receive nothing except is given to him from above. So if God decides that it is him, nobody can stop it. If God decides that it is somebody else, nobody can also stop it. So this is a very welcome development, and I believe that he will reach out to even the other presidential candidates of various political parties in the PDP, in the APC, and NNPP. I believe that he should be able to reach out to them, to sit down with them, analyze the Nigerian situation, and see if he can convince them to even step down for him, because there is provision. If they do that, that can work. So, but let us be seen as putting Nigeria first. That is what is most important. And I think so.
Comrade Show, Comrade Lante Oriake. Like us, follow us, and be the first to know. This is the Comrade Show.